Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin, and those of you who don't know me, I am a mom of two. I'm sure you're going to hear them at some point through this video. I'm also a nurse practitioner on the side, but I am struggling recently with weight loss and eating healthier, and now that I'm almost 40, this is the year, I'm trying to become a little better with nutrition and diet. And I know a lot of people say they'll diet for their kids, but my goal is kind of to live for them. So that is basically what my channel is going to be about. It's just good food. It's pretty inexpensive food because I don't like to spend a ton of money. I can usually make something pretty delicious out of just about anything that we have, and I'm pretty good at that. So I'm typically making something out of nothing quite often. So I'm making a butter bean dish with some shrimp. I like butter beans really like crazy. They're really good. They're creamy, they're delicious, and they're full of protein. The other thing I'm going to make right now first is some shrimp. And I'm going to start by sauteing a few. These are really good. They're from Sam's Club. They're red Argentinian shrimp. They are sweet like lobster. They're so soft and succulent, and they're one of my favorites. And 6 shrimp is a serving, and I think it's about 18 grams of protein for the 6 shrimp. So that's pretty good. Plus the beans, 1 serving of beans is 7 grams of protein. I'm probably going to eat 2 servings of beans because they're that good. So this is going to be a delicious dish, and you guys are going to really love it. So we're just going to keep going here. I'm probably going to undercook these shrimp because I'm going to add them to the final dish at the end. So they're going to cook a little bit more in the broth. So we're just going to kind of saute them for a few seconds, and then we're going to take them out and put them to the side, and then we're going to add everything into the pan. So these shrimp are just about cooked, so I'm going to take them out and put them aside. So I season these shrimp initially with paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and some dry parsley. Just really simple, and I cook them in a mixture of butter and some decent olive oil. So now I'm going to turn this down so we don't burn the garlic, and I'm going to add the garlic to this pan, and we're going to saute the garlic. I try not to let it burn. And I know the metal in the pan freaks everybody out, but these are hex-clad pans, and they are indestructible. So you can scratch them and beat them up, and they are meant to be used. So don't freak out when you hear me scratching the bottom of the pan. It is okay. So we're just going to get some of this stuff off the bottom of the pan, all that good seasoning. I'm going to lightly cook this garlic for a few seconds. So I would have a problem with salt myself. I always have pretty low blood pressure. So the cardiologist always said I can salt everything up if I want to. I really like salt. So I'm going to do that. So you don't have to do this. People like to drain their canned vegetables and rinse them sometimes, but all the best salty goodness is in the broth that it's in. So that's kind of the base of this this meal. So we're not going to do that. So I'm going to add the liquid first. And to that, I want to add some artichoke hearts, because these are also really good for you. This spoon is probably too big. It might just fit. So I'm trying not to get too much broth in there, but I do want to scoop in some of these because these are really good too. And these are from Aldi's, so they're pretty affordable and they're pretty easy to get. They're always there. That should be good. It's basically a 1 serving kind of a thing. This is just for me right now, so I'm going to tear this up. So I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I'm going to kind of just swoosh it around a little bit. And and let it kind of heat up a little bit more. We still want to gently cook the garlic. It's not totally softened yet. I really enjoy garlic. I'm just gonna, there's 2 cloves of garlic in here. I don't have any visits today. I'm not seeing anybody, so I don't really care. I do the garlic thing all the time. Delicious. The other thing, so this is more like a soup kind of stew kind of thing. I don't have a specific name for this per se, but I have some homemade bread that I have sliced and ready for the toaster, so I just have to turn it on. It's just homemade white bread. I don't have any sourdough today. I didn't make any. That's kind of another day adventure, or a 2-day adventure, because it does take quite a while to get a full sourdough from start to finish. So that would be the best bread for this, or like a crusty French bread or something like that. That would be ideal. But white bread is all I have. Use what you have. That's the only thing you can do. It's still going to be delicious. You just toast it. It'll be nice and crunchy. A little bit of butter and some good olive oil, and it's perfect for dipping in this kind of a meal. So don't worry too much about not having the right ingredients or whatever. Use what you can. That's what we're here for. Okay, so that's kind of going. I'm going to add some San Marzano tomatoes. Everything's from a can. People really freak out about canned stuff. This stuff is great. I'm just going to put maybe 2 and kind of break them up a little bit. Just give them a little time to chop up, because I like everything to be kind of chunky. I like texture in the food. So we're going to get that going. Maybe a little bit of just the sauce in here. Okay, and turn up the heat a little bit here and get it simmering some more. This already smells really good, so this is going to be great. So I'm going to let this simmer for a few seconds. And then to this simmering, I'm going to add just a little dash of some white wine, whatever white wine you have. This happens to be Pinot Grigio. Just a little bit. No biggie. Whatever you have. This isn't like a 5-star restaurant. Just get in whatever you've got. Mix that around. We're going to give it a few minutes to let the alcohol cook out a little bit. And then we're going to give a little taste and see where we're at and see if we need to add any. Sometimes it needs a little like chicken bouillon or something just to bring it up a little bit. But we're going to see if maybe I just need a little pinch of salt. Maybe not. Maybe I don't need anything. We're going to see in 1 second. Okay, now that I've cooked this down a little bit, I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. I'm going to add the beans. Let these cook for a few minutes. Let all that cook together. I'm going to give it a little taste. And it's okay to taste your own food. People also freak out in videos when they're tasting the food with the same spoon. This is only for me. My kids are probably not going to eat this, and even if they did, they've come from my womb. So I think it's okay. So let's not freak out about stuff that doesn't matter. That doesn't really need anything. That's pretty delicious. I'm going to start to toast this bread. And then we're going to see what happens here. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. We're going to let it cook for a minute. I don't want it to lose all this juice. So we're going to cover it and just slow simmer for a few minutes here. Let it all come together. I'm going to get everything else ready to go. We're going to add the shrimp back in at the end. And then I'm going to plate it and eat it because I'm ready. Alright, so we're giving this a few seconds. This is nice and hot. I'm going to add back in some of the shrimp here. Just kind of bury them in here a little bit. Give them another minute or so to cook. These are really hard to overcook. They're really so good. so not to worry. And all that good stuff. You know, I think I want a little bit of heat in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little bit of the red pepper flake. Just a couple of dashes. Just a little bit, just for a little kick. Just a little kick. Okay, so now everything has come together. I'm going to add just a little bit of some fresh herbs on top. And a little crack of pepper. I'm going to turn this off and let it come to a stop. Alright, so I've got everything plated. I'm going to show you the final product. A little bit of drizzled olive oil on top. We're going to throw some crunchy pieces of toast in here, so I have some of that. A little bit of olive oil in there too. Finish it off with another healthy sprinkle of fresh parsley. Check this out. We're going to give it a try. We're going to get a bite of shrimp. It's probably really hot. Check this out though. So good. You gotta try stuff. Don't hate on beans. Keep it simple. Keep it fresh. Keep it inexpensive. This was all the stuff I already had in the house. Oh my God.